All right, what's up, everyone? Sean here with my pal Danny.
What's up?
We're back for another movie review. Today, we're going to be talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the ninth film for Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
His movies are always like very, very unique, I guess,
Yes.
especially to in today's era of like movies. He still like does what he loves to do, and it's still, I think it definitely still like holds up. And they're always a treat to watch. And this one involves with a washed-up actor played by Leonardo DiCaprio himself, of course, his stuntman or stunt double Brad Pitt. Playing as Cliff. Yep.
Cliff Booth.
Cliff Booth. Pretty much is like his best friend. Pretty much like
The driver.
Your driver, brother from another mother, sort of.
Yeah.
Kind of guy for that actor, Rick Dalton. Yeah. And there's also other characters like Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski and stuff, and of course Charles Manson and his followers, of course, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And pretty much revolves around Rick Dalton becoming washed up, and he's trying to just find his find a way to like rekindle himself, or because there's like more people becoming stars, and they want to they try to start treating him like the villain and stuff, and so they have no problem having him die or whatever, his character die and stuff like that, and so he's trying to like regain that star pretty much. So so this was almost a 3-hour film, 3-hour long film and stuff. So with all that said, how did you feel about this movie overall?
Overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very well-made film. Quentin Tarantino really knows how to direct movies.
Yes,
he really knows how to write them. Of course, it's just overall I had a good time. The runtime it is long, almost 3 hours. But to be honest, for me, I never felt bored at all with this movie. Some of the complaints, like some people have, is that they can cut certain scenes down. They can cut down the runtime and all that. But for me, those scenes overall, they got me engaged in the characters, in the setting. The production design is incredible. How they managed to change LA back into the late 60s. 69. It looks like it was filmed in that era. Everything from there was like hardly ever any CGI. Everything was practical. They changed all the lights, the signs. You see the old logo for the Pantages, for even for Taco Bell. I mean, it's like they changed everything up, and it just looks phenomenal. The music it's fucking awesome music from that era, which I love. One of my favorite eras of music is from the 60s. So that got to me on a personal level too. Yeah. And the acting, obviously it's fucking top notch acting from both Leo, Brad Pitt. Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate did well too. Everyone all around did fantastic with their acting. Al Pacino, he was fine. He didn't have a big role, but when you do see him, he was funny. He had some nice lines. And just overall it was great. I really enjoyed it.
I think this is another good one, in my opinion, by Tarantino. Like I said, like I always love his movies, the way he like films stuff. He can make like the most boring stuff in movies some of the most interesting things in the movie. Like for example, like you have Cliff just walking to the fucking car. Like for some reason, that he's able to make that like a lot more interesting than what it actually is. Just some dude walking to a car, but
just driving around. A lot of driving around
too.
But like I said, like you enjoy like all the scenery and just how he films the scenes, the music that's playing. It's just like it's just engaging. Like to me, like that, I really enjoy those aspects.
Yeah, they always like pick like the best tracks for those situations, and definitely just like just another one where like you said, like it matched the 60s like vibe, and the costume design was great. Like they had the bell bottoms and everything, the mutton chops, the hairstyles, everything. Like
everything
they
on point.
They were very on point with the vibe and everything. It almost felt like you kind of are in the 60s in that sense.
Yes.
So to me also, like, the pacing was definitely not bad at all. Like I never felt bored. For the most part, even though, despite being very close to being 3 hours, it's to me like a very interesting, like, character sort of exhibition, I guess. Like, they're just showing off their characters.
I think it's mostly character driven. This movie is mostly character. The plot is very paper thin.
Yes,
but not, to me, it wasn't in a bad way. Like, because the backdrop of this movie are the Charles Manson murders.
Yes,
that's like the pretty much the foundation of what this movie is based off.
Yes,
of. But they focus more on Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth, those characters.
Yeah,
like they're pretty much the main characters of this movie. But the backdrop are the Sharon Tate murders and all that.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Sharon Tate was like an upcoming actress from that era, like the 60s and stuff, and she appeared in some movies, but during one of the productions for a movie, she was murdered in her own home. She was pregnant and everything.
She was pregnant, yeah.
Like almost, like, she pretty much almost about to give birth. Like, I think she was 8 months or something like that. 8
yeah,
months
like
pregnant.
eight and a half months.
8.5 months.
Yeah, she was. I think she was married or engaged to
something
Polanski.
Like that. Yeah.
But Polanski at that time was in Europe doing another movie. So it was her and like 3 or 4 other friends.
Yeah, including Jay Sebring who was
Jay Sebring.
Sebring, who was a writer, I believe, right?
Well, and also he was a former lover of
Sharon. Yeah. They used to be engaged or something like that, and they just broke off the engagement, but they're still kind of like
they're friends.
They're friends, very close friends. But yeah, so him and along with other people, like there are like another like couple of like writers and stuff like that.
Yeah, one was the Folger, like the
heiress,
daughter, the heiress to the Folger company.
Yeah. The daughter of the man who owns the Folgers, the coffee company. She was also murdered during that process too.
Yeah, very brutal.
Very brutal. Thanks to the Manson family.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what the community is called. So yeah, obviously you get to see Manson for a little bit, but it's more towards his family members. His
cult.
His cult. There were some parts I feel that maybe it felt as a start to drag on, but for the most part,
like towards the middle.
Yeah, like towards the middle. Yeah. Maybe like this. Maybe with the parts with Sharon like watching her own movie or whatever. Like like she was watching herself on the screen.
Yeah.
And then and not to mention like there was like a whole bunch of shots with their feet.
Yeah. Tarantino's foot fetish is like on full on effect. Like
full on effect.
He pretty much doesn't care at this point. Like he's in his 9th movie. He's almost done with his directing career. He's gonna be like, okay, you know what? Everyone knows I have a foot fetish, so I'm gonna have it out there, everyone to see.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I like feet, so here you go.
Yeah. He definitely embraces his fetish.
Yes.
About with feet.
Yeah.
And you get to definitely see that throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Especially with like, there's a scene with like Booth like picking up someone who happens to be one of the members, and then she like put her feet up on the fucking car.
And it was like no reason for her to do that. Like any other director would be like, just sit there and just talk. But no, Tarantino was like, okay, take off your sandals and put them up on the dashboard and just leave them there. Do it. Like, why?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Pretty much. Well, I guess like in that sense that the character is more expressive in that sense.
I looked at it like that too. Like, okay, she's
it's
hippie,
very hippie, like just doesn't
whatever.
Yeah, like doesn't care. So I guess for her it makes sense, but like Sharon Tate, like there's her scene with she's like looking at her own movie or whatever, and then she like puts her feet up like on the fucking seats and shit. But I guess like in that overall in that sense, like the 60s were about like you just be yourself, like, just do you whatever, and just put like don't care about the world or whatever.
Yeah, when where she was sitting, it wasn't people around her. So, it's like empty. So you're like, hey, you want to put my feet up? All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right,
just chill. Relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, very relaxed to her movie and stuff.
Yeah.
But but there's, the point being is there was a good number of feet shots.
Yes.
In the film.
Yep.
But to say that being said, it doesn't take away the experience.
No,
it all kind of it all makes sense.
Yeah.
In overall.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to point out, hey, there's more feet in these movies.
I just found it funny. It's like,
I mean, the only like other very foot fetish sort of movie is Kill Bill.
Okay, I haven't seen Kill Bill.
Yeah. Okay. You should see that. But there's a number of shots with the main character's feet like walking on the floor and stuff, and you'll get the idea.
Okay.
But, anyway.
Okay.
There's also a very, very long scene involved with Uma Thurman's toe. So anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Especially more toward in the beginning of the first Kill Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll understand once you see it.
Okay. All right, I gotta check that out now.
Yeah. Anyway, enough with the foot talk. So like I said, to kind of go back to the whole I guess pacing thing.
Yeah.
So there are some parts where it started to drag a little bit. Like it started to, and then and then to move on to the next scene. But it like you said, like the plot is like pretty paper thin. Like it doesn't really add a whole lot, but you just get to see, get to explore. Pretty much all the major characters.
Yeah, they described this movie because I've reading some other people's reviews too, hearing about what they think about this movie. People are saying like this is more like a hangout movie.
Yeah.
So because just like I said before, it's a character driven movie. So so more of a character driven movie. So you're always focusing on these two characters. Rick and Cliff, for the most part, and you just see them interact, the way they interact, their dialogue, how they emote with each other, with people, the chemistry between them. It's just it's just like you're part with them. You're part of their group, and just just hang around and you're hanging around with them. And seeing what they say, how they act, what they do, and all that.
So with that, there's there's obviously a lot of talking with each other, but it I kind of said earlier, Tarantino really knows how to film those kind of scenes and make them interesting. From walking to your own car or driving to, but just he always manages to make two people talking on the screen very interesting. Yeah. Especially other movies, always like I said, Kill Bill or Inglourious Basterds, which is a little more action driven. Yeah. Even Django, of course. Django, another action driven movie.
Yeah. Hateful Eight. Was a big one.
Was another big one.
That one had a lot more talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot more dialogue in that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, definitely. So, but this is a Tarantino movie, so you expect the violence to be a thing throughout the movie, but it's I felt that tension, what's gonna happen and stuff, it's suddenly something's gonna, I felt like something's gonna snap or something, but I don't want to give away too much, but there's, for a Tarantino film, is more on the milder side. It's a lot more tame, but the finale, oh man, that was quite the final act.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, without giving away too much, but it's just
definitely my favorite part in the movie.
Definitely, it really,
that whole final act was just phenomenal.
It was funny. It was very graphic, of course, visual, interesting and stuff.
Everyone was cheering. It was just a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yes. And also this is all for those who expect some sort of very Charles Manson sort of focus on the film, it's not going to happen a whole lot, unfortunately. No. So for those who are really looking forward to Charles Manson himself, I'm going to say this much: you're not going to see him a whole lot. No, if not very little.
I mean, if you're interested in his cult, they do show his cult, his family, quite a bit, but it's nothing too in depth. You're not gonna see, like you said, a whole lot of Manson either. It's mostly about Rick and Cliff.
Yeah.
This is their movie.
They kind of
with the backdrop with Sharon Tate, in the back, just I feel like Tarantino, what he was doing with Sharon Tate was like paying homage, like a tribute to her, like a celebration to her life. So that's why he focused a lot on her scenes being happy and just going around, walking, going to the theater, or partying, just having a good time with friends. She's like for the whole movie, she's just happy. Yeah, I felt like Tarantino wanted to tribute that. To like celebrate her life.
Yeah, I feel like the trailers didn't quite do the best job, like trying to tell what kind of movie it is. They made it look like, oh yeah, Charles Manson's gonna be like the big bad guy or whatever.
Yeah,
and
it seemed like it's gonna be like a more like a faster paced kind of movie.
Yeah.
The trailer was really like fast paced. Like it's like kind of like action packed too. It's like, so you see a lot more stuff in the trailer that you think, oh, I can't wait to see that in the movie. And then when you see the movie, it's like, okay, all right, not really what I was expecting in the trailer, but still good. Like, it was fine.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So I would really like to, I guess, to wrap it up without spoiling things. I do want to really talk about things. So overall, it's not his. I would say it's not his best movie, but it's still like kind of up there ish. Like maybe like in the middle, like at least in the middle when it comes to like the other 8 films or whatever. So. That's just my.
You've seen all his films?
I would say most of them. I just need to check back if I'm missing anything, but I've seen all his like major ones anyway. Like the Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, of course.
Death Proof.
I have not seen that one.
Me neither.
Yes, I have not seen Death Proof. I've seen Jackie Brown, of course, Inglourious Basterds. You name it,
Django,
right? Yeah, Django, the Kill Bill stuff. Yeah. So, that's just my take on it. So what about you?
I'm gonna say it's not my favorite, but it's up there. It's like I would say probably in my top 3.
Ooh, okay.
Even I haven't seen all his movies.
Right. But for right now,
it's pretty high up there.
Okay.
I still like Django and Inglourious Basterds better.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Just by a little bit. When I first walked out of theater, I said I liked it better than Pulp Fiction. But like thinking about it now, it's like, okay, I think they're like kind of even. I know Pulp Fiction is considered a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sorry, but it's not my favorite Quentin Tarantino. I wouldn't rate it as in my top 3, but it's still good. I like Pulp Fiction. So right now I would rank it like even with Pulp Fiction in my opinion.
Yeah. Just to really point out though, like DiCaprio did a really good job playing that. Like he was very into it.
Oh yeah,
being that washed up actor, like being stressed and whatever.
Yeah,
because I think he could relate to that too. Because I think at one point he he always put in the hard work, but never got any awards for it. Like until
recently, like a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, for what movie?
The Reverend.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. There you go. Like of all the movies,
Yeah,
like,
he definitely should have won for Wolf of Wall Street. He was amazing in Wolf of Wall Street. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
but he didn't win for some reason.
For some reason,
I haven't seen The Reverend, but he won the award. I was like, okay, he deserved it. I don't know if he was good in it, but even if he sucked, okay, well, he deserved it at least. It's about time he got an award.
He got something, yeah.
And I'm hoping he would get nominated for this.
Well, yeah.
Because he really did a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did Brad Pitt. But Brad Pitt, he was awesome acting as his character. It's like his cool dude, very cool. But Leo is just like a step above because he's playing an actor. So it's like he's got to act as Rick Dalton, but also act as
Rick Dalton playing a character,
a Western character.
Yes,
and just like noticing how when he acts as Rick Dalton, he has that like stuttering. He stutters a little bit, but when he's acting as the actor in the movie, he's like perfect. He's like really into it, and it's just like like when people give him compliments on his acting and all that, he's just just really happy, very emotional. It's just like I feel like this movie's like kind of meta because I'm pretty sure he felt that he's felt that in real life, especially after winning the Oscar and all that. Something that he's really been working hard towards.
Yes.
So I mean that was a nice touch, and I really loved his acting. All the actors were great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not to say that everyone else didn't do their job or anything. It's just DiCaprio did really good.
Yeah, I just have to point out he is the main character. Him and Brad Pitt are the main characters in this movie.
Yeah,
they get the most screen time.
Oh yeah, the
most dialogue. So
they're definitely the highlight of the entire movie.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So yeah, it's really not much else, I guess, without giving things away. So I guess we can move on to the scores now.
Yeah.
So after thinking about it, I did tell you, like, when we first walked out of the theater, I was like 8.5 out of 10, right? After thinking about it now, I'm actually just gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Just very, very solid movie. I would say it's a very good movie for the Tarantino fans. It's hard for me to say, I recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's
thinking about it is like
pretty niche.
I can't tell anyone to go watch this movie because it's like you said, very niche. It's just like it'll appeal to a certain audience. You know, if I'm not gonna recommend this to to someone that has like a really short attention span and that's really into action and all that action heavy. I'm not gonna recommend to those people. I'm gonna recommend more to people who like film, who enjoy the dialogue and the scenery and the cinematography, like those the film fanatics, pretty much.
Yes.
Definitely, if you're a film fanatic, go watch this movie.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're not a film fanatic, like I said, if you like Marvel movies or any sci-fi or Star Wars and all that, I would say give it a chance. It might surprise you. You might enjoy it, or you might find it boring. And that's okay. I understand. If you find this movie really boring, I understand. Honestly, if I would have seen this movie like 5 or 6 years ago, I would have fallen asleep. I would not have liked this movie at all. But since then, I've developed this sort of taste in movies. I think it started ever since I first watched Pulp Fiction, because the first time I watched it, I did not like it.
Right.
Like I appreciate it for what it was. I understand why people liked it, but I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, what the fuck? This is a weird movie. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. But watching it multiple times now, I was like, okay, I get it. I appreciate what this movie has done in movies in general. Like it's a historic movie, and the way it's edited and the way the dialogue and the acting, it's just iconic.
Absolutely.
And I understand it now, and I've been watching more movies like that since then, and now I'm not gonna say I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan, but I look forward to his movies. I love Inglourious Basterds. I love Django. Hateful Eight I thought was okay. That one I felt kind of long to me. But this one I really enjoyed it. You say you gave it an 8?
I gave it an 8.
I give this one. I'm gonna go for a 9.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's
a solid 9.
A solid 9.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you really like the '60s vibe, right?
Yeah. Like that, to me, it just got me personally.
Right.
I really dig that era.
Oh yeah. So it touched you on a personal level. It seems like so.
Yeah.
Like
up until and also the ending too. Like up until the ending, I was like, it's like a 7.5, 8. It's cool and all. But the ending, when the ending happened, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. You were really into it. I liked it too.
Yeah. That ending just like elevated. Like, oh my god, it's just like it became a different movie, but not in a bad way. Like it was like a slow burn up until that point, and it's just like typical like Tarantino like fashion, like his violence, it's just his signature style. That's all him right there. It's like, all right, there you go. There we go. It really paid off.
Yeah. So I gave it an 8. He gave it a 9. So that's pretty much our take on Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, without spoiling things. So for those who are still wondering, just go watch it. If you love Tarantino, you'll definitely love this movie.
Or you might not. Some people are. I've read some people that are big Tarantino fans and they didn't like it that much. They think it was good, but it wasn't like their overall favorite. But But I think for the most part they'll enjoy it. So.
It's still worth a watch.
Yeah,
it's still definitely worth a watch. So anyway, so that's pretty much it for our non-spoiler review. So we're gonna go into the spoiler portion of things. So we'll be right back and see you then.